What's going on, boys and girls? We're here with another hardware review. Now, did I just get a Surface Pro or a Surface? Well, kind of looks like one, acts like one. So usually 2 out of the 3 means it is one. Actually, what this is a Jide Remix Ultra Tablet. This runs Remix OS, and Remix OS is very Windows, but on Android. So how do I feel about this? I've looked at these in a few different ways. Android as a platform, I like and I don't at the same time. The customization and those options are great. The amount of privacy I give up, not so much. But that's what you can do when you buy into the ecosystem of the world's biggest advertiser. Hey Google. So for me, Android's always interesting. Most people would say that this is what you get when you put Chrome OS and Android and slap them together. Basically, it's a taskbar that looks very much like Chrome OS as far as the menu, but it is very Android in the fact that, well, you can run Android apps. Tech specs, I'm not going to get into like processor speeds and all this other crap. This is a 11.6 inch 1920 by 1080 screen, 5 megapixel camera on the front, 5 megapixel camera on the back. This is a touch type cover type deal. As you can see, there's a mouse and all the other jazz. This is not backlit. This has like a felt feel to it. It's actually quite nice. Only problem is it is a dust and fingerprint magnet. So yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. But using this as a productivity machine, you note that the screen is actually brighter than I have it. There, and disregard some of the bubbling. This is actually got a screen protector on it. So the actual machine in and of itself, though, is actually very good. Surprisingly, it's quite heavy though. This weighs about the same as probably a Surface Pro, either 1 or 2. The chipset is a NVIDIA Tegra 4, so you are unfortunately stuck on Android 5.1, which is for Remix OS 2.3 something. And they won't be doing any further Android updates. They didn't say anything about bug fixes or any of that. But as far as like Remix 3.0, you won't be running it on this. So my take on this as a productivity machine, though, I've used this for about 3 or 4 days, banging out emails and that kind of stuff. Nothing too drastic. Sending Telegram messages, etc. The nice thing about this is actually the physical keyboard. This has 2 different positions for the kickstand in the back, which you have your 80, you have your 40, and then obviously you have it closed. Now the problem I have with the kickstand is sometimes it is a little hard to actually get the kickstand out. Underneath the kickstand, behind here, you have a micro SD card slot, which can take up to, I want to say, either 64 or 120 gigs. I cannot find the exact spec on that. This has 2 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage. Plenty for me personally. Web stuff on this is actually pretty good. They have a application that allows you to switch the default view for Chrome. You have desktop, which I currently have, or you can request mobile site, which is quite nice actually. Instead of having to go into Android and Chrome and always tell it to go to the default or to desktop and not have to do that is actually really, really nice. But to bang out emails and that kind of stuff with this, perfectly fine. As a tablet consumption device, it's a tablet. I mean, it's a consumption device. How much did I pay for this? This launched at $350, $399. Came with the keyboard. Learn a lesson with the Surface, Microsoft. Start charging for the damn keyboard. This I got for under $100. And honestly, at $100, this is so worth it. I cannot even begin to tell you, for me, that how much this is so worth it. Just being able to, throw this down, drop, pick it up, and go, and still be somewhat productive on the go without having to have a uber expensive, limited Microsoft tablet like the other type of tablets that have been like this before have been, the Surface RTs and those kind of things. This is actually really nice because you get Android for those that want all the apps. Yes, Google Play services and Google Play are pre-installed. So for me, between Remix OS, which is essentially what happens when you cram Chrome and Android together, mix that with the solid construction, which is all aluminum hardware, the keyboard gives you that functionality, and I will state that this is magnetic, pulls off. To me, this is so worth the money to get one of these. eBay or various other websites, GearBest occasionally has them. Amazon on occasion has them for sale. I would so recommend getting this. Easily a 4 out of 5 from me, just between the OS, the hardware, and everything else that it goes with it. And I love this red color. It is so awesome. But you guys know what to do. So am I right? Am I wrong? Rate it, subscribe. Peace.